Meet Clara, the kind barmaid with a secret identity that lurks beneath the surface of her everyday life. And Laila, a determined policewoman devoted to upholding what little justice is left at the city plagued by corruption and misogyny. As Clara and Laila's paths collide, the lines between ally and adversary become obscured. Clara torn between her duty to the rebellion against father, leader of the regime, and the unexpected emotions bubbling within her heart. Laila, committed to her duty, will find herself drawn to the mysterious barmaid in ways that may challenge her convictions. Will Clara follow her heart, or will duty prevail over desire? We will explore the depths of love, betrayal, and sacrifice in this visual novel where the choices we make will shape their destiny. Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and yes, we are playing Star-Crossed from Crescendo. Another dev we've never played anything from before, and there seems to be some stuff on itch.io page. A game made for Yuri Game Jam 2023. We are familiar with Yuri Game Jam. We are familiar with games from Yuri Game Jams. It is time to drop into this one. I might have some more in the store when it comes to Yuri Game Jam for. Be prepared. Let's go! Star-Crossed! Prologue: The Rise of the Father! As the world was teeming with hope and progress, it slowly but steadily began its descent into darkness. The seeds of its downfall were sown by no one but mankind itself. Fear, greed, and the lust of power for power, a miserable performance already staged again and again. Humanity's noblest aspirations were smothered by the darkest corners of its soul. As the years rolled by, a series of events invited by mankind's hubris slowly but surely rattled the foundation of society. Natural disasters ravaged the land, leaving cities in ruins and entire populations displaced. Economic inequalities grew to staggering proportions. So true. Tearing apart the fabric of social standards. So true. Governments crumbled under a wave of their corruption and foolishness. I mean, would be nice if that was happening. Leaving a power vacuum that was eagerly filled by opportunistic individuals who craved control. Oh. Amidst the chaos, a charismatic figure emerged from the shadows. A man that would eventually be known simply as Father. He alone promised salvation to a shattered world. His eloquent speeches resonate with desperate masses, offering solace and hope in a time of despair. Father's rise to power was swift and decisive. He seized control by soothing the people's fear and their uncertainty. He alone offered and delivered protection, stability, and a return to the order they so desperately sought. And yet, in the name of restoring the harmony, Father had to inevitably dismantle the remnants of the previous order, tear down the ways of old, and establish a totalitarian regime. He consolidated power in his hands, disarming dissent and suppressing any opposition with efficiency. The tapestry of freedom of thought and expression was woven anew into an ideology that served the many. Much was sacrificed, that was true, but in the end the world achieved a firm and enduring peace. Nice! Father promised to save mankind, and so he did. But there were some who did not accept Father's offering. They intended to destroy the order their saviors sought to create for mankind. Father and many others were confused. Why did they not want to be saved? Why did they lash out against him and their fellow men in violence? Before the world could spiral once more into chaos, Father called upon brave women to rise and become the protectors of the peace. If these dissidents could not be re-educated, then the hammer of justice would come crashing down on their heads. And that is why we say Earl every day, "Thank you, Father!" Thank you for the same and old unbelievable pile of other bullshit. As I wipe down the counter of the cafe, my gaze drifts towards the TV mounted on the wall. The screen blurs with the familiar sight of father's propaganda, his charismatic voice resonating through the crowded room, a constant reminder of the suffocating oppression we endure, the lies we're forced to swallow. Are we in Russia or something? On the surface, I'm struggling to maintain a friendly expression for the customers. But inside, a storm of disgust and frustration rages. Father is nothing but a tyrant. One like many, and at the same time, the worst of his kind. A man who simply took advantage of society's weaknesses to condense power into his own hands, and as if that was not enough, the so-called brave women of whom he speaks are nothing but dolls, sacrificial lambs sent to slaughter while men cower and tremble behind their office desks.
Dear citizens, we interrupt the regular program with a breaking news update. Today, a cowardly act of terrorism has shaken our city to its core. A group of vile extremists opposing the just rule of father has carried out a devastating bomb attack on the airport. The explosion has caused significant damage and endangered innocent lives and disrupted vital infrastructure. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and their families affected by this senseless act of violence. Law enforcement agencies are working diligently to bring these responsible to justice. We urge all citizens to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities or information that may assist in capturing these terrorists. Let us stand united against these heinous acts and reaffirm our unwavering support for Father's mission to restore order and protect our society. Together we will overcome this challenge and emerge stronger than ever. Stay tuned for further updates as the investigation unfolds. We shall not rest until every single member of this despicable group is apprehended and brought to face the full force of the law. Thank you, and may Father guide us in these troubled times.
Heh.
Name the terrorist moment. What do I hope to achieve? Another donut and another cup of coffee, Miss Clara.
Right away, sir. She's cute. What the heck? What a cutie. As I move behind the counter with a plastic smile, I can't help but wonder what the idiot's reaction would be. If he knew that one of the terrorist women he hates so much is right here, right now in front of him, and she's about to serve him breakfast and justice.
Thank you, Clara. How I wish those wretches were like you, calm and all smiles.
Why you? Should I spice up his coffee? Yeah? As I stand behind the counter, my hands tightly grip the coffee mug, anger slowly simmering within me. A mischievous idea flirts through my mind. What a shame that right now I hold the power to exact a small measure of revenge on this. Esteemed customers. With practiced precision, I tilt the mug slightly, my movements barely noticeable. I bring it close to my lips, parting them so ever slightly, and my tongue darts out, discreetly releasing a small vengeful addition. Hey. As I hand the tainted beverage to the old man, my face masks the weak satisfaction bubbling within with a smile.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome, sir. As the morning rush intensifies, I keep on greeting customers with the fakest of smiles that will be probably plastered on my face throughout the day. Check in on customers, refill the water glasses, and clear away empty plates. It's an overdone routine for me by now, juggling the needs of different individuals while maintaining a welcoming and friendly demeanor. Hello, everybody. She's nice as well. Here she's right on time as usual. Officer Laila Astria, a policewoman I've come to know quite well during my time here at the cafe and beyond. Her presence hardly commands attention, but her uniform is a stark contrast to the casual atmosphere that seems to follow her. And yet there is a hint of weariness in her eyes, a burden she carries that only I can probably comprehend. She's a regular here, where she allows herself a brief moment of joy before being swallowed up by the difficulties of her profession. I know it quite well, after all, I'm one of those difficulties. Good
Good morning, Officer Astoria. The usual? Yes, please.
With a smile, I move back and forth across the counter as I put together Laila's order. 1 black coffee drowned in sugar. I bet it's basically sugar. And 1 donut to eat here, and 4 to take away. Okay, I don't believe she's the one eating all those donuts.
Thanks. You don't know how much I need this, Clara.
And here is the adventure having someone on the other side of the fence as a customer who comes forward.
Information. Oh, how come? Things not going well at work?
Still smiling, I place her order in the counter in front of her. And Laila, after looking around carefully for a moment, leans forward.
Well, actually...
Bingo! I have a crystal clear memory of Officer Astria's first visit to the shop about a year ago, or around so. I remember the anxiety that I felt back then, the fear that she came here to arrest me. And my joy when I realized that she had no idea about who I truly am. Little clueless Officer Laila. A blessing in disguise, that's for sure. I got a lot out of this friendship.
Much more than I expected. The truth is much worse than what they say on TV, of course. Really? That's awful.
Good, just as expected.
And now, everyone at work is on the edge because something big is coming, and we don't know if and when they might strike and...
And?
Never mind, it's late. I'll be in trouble if I don't bring the boss his breakfast.
Hold on a second.
Wait, so these donuts...
My gaze lingers in the back on the counter, and Laila quickly moves from the back to me.
Oh, no. My boss just asked me to pick up his breakfast on the way to work every now and then.
Every now and then? You do it every day! That explains once again why her figure is so good then. Whatever good to know. Might be an opportunity to poison the chief of her department in the future. If diabetes doesn't kill that pig first, of course. As my unwitting source of information leaves the cafe, I resume my work. Between welcoming customers, taking orders, and then serving food and drinks, the day flies by. As we close the cafe, I finally have time to check the messages on my mobile phone. And here it is, the small, seemingly innocuous message I was waiting for. As the heat of the sun keeps the physical wound alive, serious warmth sustains the spiritual one. I have no clue what that's supposed to mean. Once I'm done with my work at the cafe, I'm free to wander the city streets. The city's skyline comes alive with the glow of streetlights, neon signs, and the twinkling of office buildings. The contrast between the dark side and the city's lights creates a quite captivating visual spectacle. Yeah, I mean, it looks freaking good. You can tell it's not Russia. I'm not even sorry. I'm not. A shame that most of the trees are bathed in the cold. Unforgiving glow of father's propaganda billboards, their messages plastered across almost every corner. A constant reminder of his iron grip on our lives. Right. Streets and public space are less crowded during these hours, giving me all the privacy I need. Sure, some people are still out for leisure, while others are working late shifts or enjoying further so-called cultural events. With father to control, the arts were dealt a crippling blow. Artistic works, including literature, music, visual arts and films, have to be subjected to prior approval or review by government authorities. Dude, that sounds like me publishing videos on YouTube. Except the authorities is the YouTube, sort of. Or should I say the sort of AI? Or whatever. Basically, I guess this is a little info for those who don't publish videos on YouTube. Basically, when you publish it, you are to feel, let's say, a little bit of a form, informing kind of what kind of content there is in here, right? So basically, whatever rules you might be breaking, you can click the, yeah, none of that applies, and you are, you know, submitting it. Possibly then you are getting full monetization, right? There are some levels which you can still click and you will still get the monetization. Like level 2 is limited, level 3 is... I've never actually chosen level 3, so I'm not sure about that. But level 3 is basically, I assume, no monetization at all. What I'm getting at is, with the way I push out the videos, I would say most of them are safe. Based on how I see the monetization also going, most of them are correct. Basically. Because even, to be fair, like, there have been so many times when my videos have been flagged as limited anyway. I'm like, dude, request, you are going to check this out. I'm basically subjugating a physical person every time to check the entire video. I don't care. You are to check that. I've made it safe. But why did I get into that topic now? It's because of the government authorities, isn't it? And prior approval or review, yeah, it's definitely that. Anyway, but yeah, this is kind of working like YouTube here. And of course, anything deemed politically insensitive or critical of the regime can be altered or outright banned. True, stifling creativity and diversity of thought. I don't really care about the second part, but yeah, stifling creativity sucks. And this is how father likes it. Just like the arts. Now that I think about it, what I just said kind of sounded bad, didn't it? Whatever. Just like the arts, science also suffers under father's rule. Oh, is that so? Obviously, father promotes only what aligns with his ideology, like pseudo-scientific endeavors that serve his political agenda. Dude, honestly, with all the bad things, this city looks too good if he's such a garbage leader, basically. And thus, everyday academic institutions face pressure to conform to the ideology of the regime, leading to self-censorship among scholars and scientists. Honestly, isn't this what basically is happening in, again, West schools? Right now? They're literally kind of... I mean, to be honest, they are not forced, but whoever is at the top is basically making schools to force some weird ideologies on the students and so on. Also, on the teachers and so on. It sucks. Sucks. I really dislike Poland in a lot of cases, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm glad I'm not in the West Europe or America or anything like that. At least something like that is not pushed on me. Anyway. With melancholy, I can do nothing but stop for a brief moment and look at the starry sky above me. Of course, we also stop looking in the sky. Astronomy, like other disciplines, relies on the free exchange of ideas and the pursuit of knowledge without political interference. When this freedom is curtailed, scientific progress is hampered. True. But ironically, father's ignorance provided us with the perfect hiding place. And indeed, here it is, just outside the city. As I approach the abandoned observatory, I can't help but feel this sense of solitude. The once grand entrance is now but a crumbling mess, with vines and ivy reclaiming their territory on the stone facade. The massive iron doors, rusted and barely hanging on, creak ominously as I push them open. Stepping inside, I'm greeted by an overwhelming stillness broken only by the occasional scuttle of unseen creatures here and there. I should be familiar with this place by now, but the observatory's interior is a haunting sight. Broken glass panels allow nature to invade as it pleases. Scattered remnants of scientific instruments lie scattered amidst layers of dust and debris. Faded astronomical charts and star maps cling to the cracked walls. Remnants of the years of research and stargazing that once took place here. Huh. And in the middle of the room, of course, sleeps a massive old behemoth of steel, the central telescope. Ooh. Sounds good. Its enormous lens, now clouded and tarnished, gazes out above. Above me, the domed roof, once a marvel of engineering, now sucks under the wave of time. The night sky peeks through gaps and there is no end. In the decaying structure, a bittersweet reminder of the observatory's original purpose. No wonder Sirius chose this place as our hiding place, after all. Enough. I approach the sleeping telescope, knock on a flap and expose the keyboard beneath it. I quickly type in a code and the trapdoor leading to our hiding place reveals itself and slides wide open for me. Nice. From the stars to the depths of the earth. Damn! As I step out of the elevator, the hum of machinery and the faint echo of footsteps in the distance fill the air. I take a moment to adjust my eyes to the dimly lit basement, my surroundings bathed in an eerie, bluish glow emanating from the consoles lining the walls. It's a stark contrast to the observatory above. The soft murmur voices draw my attention. A group of women huddled together around a holographic display. They all wear serious expressions, and their eyes bear the wave of countless struggles. As I approach, they glance up at me with indifference. I quite simply reciprocate and walk on. These are my comrades, the women I fought alongside for years, the ones who have defied expectations and forged a path of resistance. Yet in spite of everything, they are vets and Davibor, comrades in arms, not friends. As far as I remember, I never had any friends, ever since my orphanage days. Sometimes, a long time ago, I often wondered why, but in the end, it's irrelevant. We are here to put an end to Father's tyranny, to fight for a better world. We don't have to like each other, and that's fine by me. That's so true. Besides, the only person I need right here is waiting for me, unlike the woman I just passed by. Yeah.
Damn. Hot. Welcome back, Aelius. I hope you had a most pleasant day. What news do you bring us?
This is Sirius, the one who rescued me from the orphanage. Our leader, my mentor, my protector, my mother in a world that wanted to see me break under its wave. She's the very reason I'm here. She's the one who took me in when I had no one else, when I was just a scared, lost child. Our guiding star in this dark world.
The raid was a success. The state media played it down as they always do. Obviously. Excellent.
Her tone is cold and distant, but that is of no surprise. I know far too well that she is relentless, always pushing me beyond my limits, always demanding perfection. Her coldness is necessary evil, after all. It took me a long time to understand it, but it's how she's molded me into Aelius. Her distant demeanor, the hard training, it's all been to prepare me for this. To make me strong enough to challenge the system that took my family away from me!
We hit them! We hit them hard! It's not a matter of hitting them, Alice. It's about sending a message. A message we'll send again and again until the father can no longer minimize or cover it up as an accident. Choose our next target. Central Station, Nebula, thousands of commuters every day. A message they won't be able to forget.
Nebula Station, the accursed place where I lost my parents so many years ago. A terrorist attack, plotted by none other than Father himself to win public favor. A horrible act that further empowered Father, a personal wound that will never heal. An act of cowardice and dishonor that drove Sirius to create our group.
I need you to understand. Aelius, we're doing this so that no one else has to experience what you did. We're fighting to make the world a better place. I know. I won't let my past hold me back. To be honest, it is not your past that worries me currently, but your present.
My present? Okay, I cannot mask my disbelief as I look back at Sirius straight in the eye.
I'm afraid I don't understand. What about your little precious source of information?
She's talking about her, so that's the problem. Laila will not bother us. Let's go. Officer Astria will not be a problem.
Glad to hear you say so.
Her expression relaxes, her lips venture a smile even. But something doesn't quite add up. Maybe she knows something about Laila that I don't. Maybe I underestimated the girl and now she knows my secret. No way. Sirius would have told me. She wouldn't undermine a mission, or our organization teach me a lesson. In the case, asking for further explanations would be pointless. She would simply retort that if I need a straight answer, then I'm not ready.
Good, you'll be in charge of the attack on the station. And, lo and behold, it looks like Officer Astria will be on duty the day of the attack.
Oh.
That's not a problem for you, is it, Alius? Of course not.
But then why do I feel this sense of unease as I salute her and walk away? As I wander absently through the corridors of the base, I try to give myself a rational answer. Being in charge of this attack is a terrifying prospect, but that's not the issue. I fear that what chills me to the bone is knowing that she'll be on duty that day. I can't stop thinking about her, about the times we've spent together. After all, she has been a useful source of information. I feel a little sorry for her. She has been part of my life for a year and several months. I guess that's why I feel this unpleasant feeling. But she's just a policewoman, like many others, right? Laila is easily replaceable. And yet there is this sickening feeling in the pit of my stomach. Why? I'll have to find a way to keep her safe, to protect her without blowing my cover. Not out of friendship, but because she trusts me now. I don't want to start all over again. This is only a relationship of convenience, nothing more.
Look, the boss's favorite.
My thoughts and fears are interrupted by a cold voice that abruptly drags me back to reality. 3 women stand between me and the exit door, my colleagues, so to speak. Since my days at the orphanage, I have never been particularly outgoing. And ironically, instead of making me invisible as I had hoped, it only attracted unwanted attention. Just like theirs. Alice, Dominique, and Guinevere.
Come on, it's not like that. How's that police girl you're so chummy with? I'm just using her. We just talk sometimes. It's part of my job, you know. Oh, yeah, part of the job. You really bonded with her, haven't you?
How I wish to smash her face in.
We need that intel to plan properly. Shoo. Just don't let your little crush get in the way of the mission.
My little what?
I know what's at stake.
As I walk away from my colleagues, their mocking words linger. Crush or not, I can't let them see how much I care for Laila. I have to keep my emotions in check, even if it means facing their taunts. A few days later. Just as I expected, the central train station is bustling. A symphony of sounds, hurried footsteps, announcements over the loudspeakers, and the low rumble of trains coming and going. The hustle and bustle of commuters and travelers creates an atmosphere of controlled chaos. The bump in my back feels heavier than usual. With a heavy heart, I move through the crowd searching for the right spot to plant the bomb. My fingers tremble and a cold sweat breaks out on my forehead. I saw several officers but no sign of her. Carefully scan the station, my eyes searching for a suitable location to plant it. It has to be a spot where it can do the most damage, but at the same time.
Laila.
There! A concealed alcove, hidden behind a row of lockers. It's just far enough from the main thoroughfare that the blast wouldn't be as catastrophic, yet close enough to cause chaos. A grim choice, but the one I have to make. Just about to plant the bomb, I hear a voice that sends a chill down my spine. There, standing a few yards away, Laila. She's on duty today, just as I feared. I struggle to think clearly. I can't let her be caught in the blast, but I also can't reveal my true intentions. With shaky steps I approach her, trying to maintain composure.
It's you! What a surprise to see you here! Oh, Clara, yeah, I got assigned to the station today. What brings you here? I was just passing through, you know, catching a train. But hey, how about we grab a coffee or something? There's a great cafe just outside the station.
Oh, if it is so good that the barista at my favorite cafe recommends the competition. I'm curious.
Yes.
But I just can't right now. I'm sorry. I'll be off in a few hours. What do you say? Are you sure? It is right next to the station. We won't be long.
My hand moves towards hers. I want to drag her away from the damn place, but I can't. It would be hard. Too sudden and suspicious.
Why are you in such a rush? Is something wrong? Is there something wrong? You can tell me. I'm in the police. It's my job to help people. Is someone bothering you?
She playfully waves her baton as if to strike an invisible aggressor, and my discomfort grows.
No, nothing's wrong. I just thought it'd be nice to catch up somewhere quieter, away from all this chaos.
I'm pleading with my eyes, silently begging her to follow me. I need to get her as far away from that alcove as possible. But I can't let her see the despair in my eyes. I have to act quickly to save her somehow. A crazy idea slowly takes shape in my mind.
You know what? If you can't come, then the coffee will come to you. The usual is. It must be good if you care so much. Of course you know me. Lots of sugar. Wait, I will give you. No need it, Johnny. I'll be right back, Cookie.
Before I can regret it or Laila can say anything, I turn my back on her and run off. Thankfully, the station warehouse offers me all the privacy I need to change into Aelius. With my heart pounding so hard that it hurts, I step in the heart of the station. Some of the people around me gasp and take a step back, their eyes widening in shock and fear. Good, I have the attention.
It's time to take a stand against the oppressive regime that controls our lives. For too long, Father has suffocated our freedoms and crushed our spirits.
My voice echoes through the station, augmented and distorted by my mask, and I can clearly see Laila, her face filled with shock and confusion, watching me from a distance.
But together we can change it. We can break the chains that bind us, and we can fight for a brighter future. A future free from tyranny and injustice.
That's one of the terrorists! Get her now! Call for reinforcements! Communications are down, ma'am!
My colleagues did their part with the communications, I see. As the first officer approaches, I quickly toss a small metal star into the air. The dazzling but otherwise harmless explosion that follows gives me an opportunity to escape. I must lure them, lure Laila where the explosion could not cost them their lives.
Come and face me, traitors of freedom, do you dare?
My words have the desired effect, as several agents follow me. Good. Eluding them is not difficult, not least because of the chaos that has broken out in the station. People shouting, running, crying. I can't help but wonder if years ago, in the same station, when I was just a child... No, not now, I had to save Laila.
There you are, you terrorists, surrender!
And her colleagues. The first agent approaches, and fierce wave of adrenaline surges through me. As she attempts to bash me on the head with her baton, I easily dodge to the side and knee her in the stomach. Dude, why does the police not act like this against sand people? I don't get it. Without giving her time to react, I punch her straight in the face, snatch the baton out of her hand and throw it in the face of the next hapless policewoman. Desperate, they try to charge me all at once, just as I expected. The scent of their sweat and fear slowly fills the air as we clash. Dodging and redirecting their blows is more than enough to knock them out, one by one. With each defeated agent, a sense of triumph surges with me. Their black-clad forms crumple to the ground. As I take out the last opponent, I reward myself a moment's respite. But I have to move. I have to leave now. I have to leave before...
Stop right there!
Breathing heavily, I turn around to see her, Laila, running towards me. I freeze for a split second, my mind racing. She's approaching me, baton in hand, determination etched across her face. She swings her baton and I deftly dodge it, the wind whooshing past my ear. I strike back, my movements precise and calculated, attempt to disarm her without causing harm. My blows are aimed at her weapon rather than her, but she defends herself with surprising skill. I did not anticipate this sort of martial prowess from such a mild-mannered girl. But I've had training too, and the desperation of this situation fuels me.
Surrender now!
Her eyes, once warm and inviting, are now cold and determined as she fights to subdue me. My heart aches. I cannot fight against her. I do not want to fight against her. But why? Is this perhaps pity? Pity because she's just another pawn on father's chessboard? No, is it friendship? Maybe Sirius was right and I've gone soft from spending time with her. The price for this fleeting moment of introspection is immediately felt. The moment I turn my back on her to flee, Laila seizes the opportunity. With unexpected force and violence, her baton crashes against my neck, disorienting me. A second and the first blow are not long in coming. As I try to get my bearings, the best I can do is fall on her, knocking the baton out of her hand.
Nee.
She tries to pin me to the ground, leaving me little choice but to hit her with her headbutt. Boom. However, she does not seem to want to let me go.
You might the right to remain silent, and if you say it will be used against you...
The alarm clock I set for the explosion device cuts her off, as I feared it is too late. Take advantage of her moment of surprise, I push her to the ground and throw myself on her, hoping to somehow act as a human shield. And then, after a few seconds that seem to last an eternity, the explosion envelops the station. The deafening blast had torn through the central train station with unexpected force. As I slowly regain consciousness, the acrid smell of smoke and burning debris fills my nostrils, and I'm met with the horrifying sight of the once lively station reduced to a nightmarish scene of devastation and flames. My body itches, and I wince in pain as I struggle to stand. The station's pillars are now smoldering ruins, the towering ceiling reduced to twisted wreckage, the air is thick with soot and the desperate cries of the wounded. I remember the moments just before the explosion, how I had used my body as a shield for Laila. The memory is but a painful blur of heat and blinding light, and I can't help but fear the worst. Did I manage to protect her? Is she still alive? My concern is all-consuming, and I stagger through the smoky haze, searching for any sign of her amidst the destruction. The devastation is way beyond what I have ever expected, and I can't shake the feeling that something went terribly wrong. The explosion was far more destructive than what Sirius promised. Did someone tamper with it? If there is one thing I have learned over these long years, one thing I'm absolutely certain of, it is one and only one. Sirius does not make miscalculations. But who did then, and why? My first suspicions instantly fall on those three vipers. It's strange though. Did they hate me enough to jeopardize an entire operation? Yes. In any case, the device was made by Sirius, as always. I doubt these fools have the necessary skills to tamper with it. Had it been their work, I probably wouldn't have seen even a puff of smoke. As I move through the wreckage, a sinking feeling slowly settles in the pit of my stomach. The station continues to burn and smolder before me, a blend of orange and black, flames dancing with malevolent intensity. The cries of the injured and the wailing sirens of approaching emergency services add to the cacophony of destruction. My desperate search for Laila becomes more frantic, my heart aching with fear and guilt. Why you're searching? Shouldn't she be right beneath you or something like that? The station has transformed into a nightmarish maze of destruction, and my vision is obscured by the thick smoke. Body swells up inside me as I call out her name, each desperate shout drowned out by the crackling of the flames. As around the corner I spot a silhouette moving through the haze, and my heart leaps with hope. It's her! But the relief is short-lived. She spots me too, and unaware of my identity and intentions, charges towards me with her baton raised. Her eyes are filled with rage and fear.
You monster! You did this! Responsible for the bomb! No, you don't understand. I was trying to protect you! Don't you dare!
She too, consumed by anger and suspicion, my words fall on deaf ears. Just as it seems like the situation can't get any worse, a loud crash reverberates through the station. I glance upward and see a massive chunk of debris teetering precariously above Laila. Instinct takes over and I push her out of harm's way, narrowly avoiding a potentially fatal impact. She crumbles to the ground, unconscious. I stare down at her, my heart heavy with a mixture of relief and concern. The relief, however, is short-lived as I watch the massive chunk of debris dislodged from the station's wreckage loom above me. The world seems to move in a slow motion as the concrete and steel loom overhead, an imminent threat I can't escape. I scramble to avoid the falling crumble, but it's too late. The deafening crash echoes through the station as the debris crashes down on me, pinning me to the ground. Pain surges through my body as I'm buried beneath the wave and the world fades to black.
Ladies and gentlemen, sons and daughters of father, Today I stand before you with heavy heart filled with grief and sorrow as we come together in the wake of the devastating terrorist attack on our central station. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and their families who have suffered unimaginable pain and loss. Also, don't mind if my voice might be different right now, but I don't remember what voice I was making. I actually recorded this yesterday? The first part, yeah, kind of. But it's going to be one video, and now it's kinda... yeah.
Anyway.
We share your sorrow and we mourn with you. The act of terrorism that unfolded at the heart of our city is an attack, not just on our infrastructure but our values, our way of life and our unwavering commitment to peace and harmony. We stand together in unity and solidarity, refusing to be divided by those who seek to instill fear and chaos among us. I want to assure you that we'll leave no stone unturned in bringing those responsible for this heinous act to justice. We will work tirelessly to identify and apprehend the terrorists who have caused this tragedy. They will face the full force of the law, and will ensure that they are held accountable for their actions. Retribution will be swift and unyielding. Let us stand united against the forces that wish to divide us, and let our courage and determination be our greatest weapons against terror. To the brave women of our security forces, I want to extend my deepest gratitude for their dedication and commitment to protecting us. We'll provide them with the resources and support they need to continue their vital work.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I have not thought about it beforehand, but this gives a little vibes of what Russia might be in the future. Because for some reason I mean, not now, but I do believe in the past there was one or two people like ruling the country, and they were referred to as father, I believe. And given how Russia, not really a good country, rather low tier basically, how they, or should I say how the bunker boy is doing stuff right now, and is basically causing the male population to disappear with his actions. If you think about it, in the future it might be like that, like over here, that, you know, the country will be just run by, or more like will be just having women there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually that would came true. Weird thought maybe, but you know, I feel like it makes sense. Right? A little bit? Just a tiny bit. Anyway.
Let this tragedy strengthen our resolve and may the memory of the victims serve as a reminder of our collective duty to safeguard our way of life. Together we'll overcome this dark chapter and we'll emerge stronger than ever before. Thank you, may peace and justice prevail.
4 days have passed since the station bombing. I can't help but wonder why the terrorist Aelius saved me. Oh, we are changing the perspective. I vaguely remember the moment she shielded me, her face concealed behind the mask of hers. What was her motivation? Did she truly care about my safety, or was it something more sinister? The questions swirl in my mind and I can't find any answers. Nice posters, by the way. Really nice posters over there on the left. It's wanted posters, but they are nice. Police. I did it on purpose. There are the donuts, by the way, on the desk. The police station is more chaotic than ever due to the bombing. Yeah, I can see the chaos. People are zooming around so fast that we can't even see them. I'm not attacking, okay? That's how it is in visual novels. Officers rush about, their faces etched with exhaustion. See, told you, we can't even notice them. Radios buzz with urgent chatter, and the staccato of typing on keyboards fills the air as reports are filed, leads pursued, and frantic calls answered. I glanced at the evidence board, where photographs, witness statements, and maps are pinned haphazardly. It's a tangled and mostly useless web of clues, half-formed theories, and unanswered questions. The telephones on the desks ring. You know what? I thought, wow, we don't have some of that stuff here. But then, you know what? If it was me, I would probably try to place all of that, and it would become a complete mess. Anywho, the telephones on the desks ring incessantly, each call bringing another layer of uncertainty. Families seeking answers, reporters searching for headlines, and higher-ups demanding progress. The pressure is unrelenting. What I wouldn't give to have just one answer.
Clara.
My thoughts drift once again to her. Since the attack she's been missing, and I haven't been able to reach her. Worry gnaws at my heart as I contemplate her whereabouts. The uncertainty is unbearable, and I can't help but blame myself for that, ensuring her safety that day. Not all the bodies have been found and identified, so my hope lives on. Since the attack on the central station, our lives have changed. Father introduced new laws in order to our safety. But what I see is a steady erosion of our personal freedom. Our privacy is invaded, and feels like we're living under a constant watchful eye. Let's go, she's realizing that, that's good. The strict curfews are making it harder to go about our lives freely. Our movements are restricted, and our rights are gradually slipping away. It is what it is. If this is what the terrorists wanted, what can I say? Well done.
No, that's not what they wanted.
I just want to shove all the zombies to the floor and run away to search for Clara. But I can't. Rumors have been circulating among all my colleagues about that day at the central station. Some of them saw me being rescued by that terrorist, and their suspicion was enough to prompt an official investigation. Anxiety calls me tightly as I await my impending encounter with internal affairs. I have to navigate this interrogation carefully, explaining my actions as a police officer and ensuring my loyalty is understood. I did nothing wrong. However, I've heard stories about these inspectors. Rumors says that they are not interested in the truth of the facts, but in making an example out of you. Breathe in and out, Laila.
Stay calm.
Again, I did nothing wrong. Everything will be alright. Finally, after countless hours, it is time. I sit in a dimly lit corner of the police office, my nerves on the edge. Across from me, an internal affairs inspector, a stern woman in dark suit with short hair and thick glasses, regards me with a suspicious glare.
Adversary 3, I need answers. I'm here to provide them, madam. Your actions at this central station that they have raised many questions are in a way connected to the terrorists. No, I was on duty and I was a victim of the attack. Didn't the terrorist known as Alias save your life? Alias saved me, yes, but it was against my will. Why would she single you out to save? I know, ma'am. It's something I've been trying to understand myself. Oh, I see.
Her features become even harder and sterner than before as she adjusts her glasses.
Your loyalty is to the government, to father, is it unwavering? Of course. I've always been loyal to our government and its principles. Are you sure your association with likes of Alias is highly suspect? My duty is to maintain order and ensure the safety of... Your duty is to uphold the law. Have been compromised by the terrorists and helping them from within.
Isn't the law supposed to defend citizens? Citizens like Clara.
No, I've never had any dealings with terrorists. I would never betray my oath.
With an annoyed face, the woman slumps back in her chair and lets out a sigh. Perhaps she has given up.
You know, officer, we have ways of ensuring cooperation.
I can understand what this woman is implying or what she wants. I am cooperating.
If you're not forthright with us, your family's well-being could be at risk.
What? You bitch. Why is she talking about my family?
Your parents, they live in that little nice house in the suburbs, don't they?
My patience wears in for a moment, and anger flares within me. How dare she bring my family into this? But I quickly regain my composure, determined not to be provoked. The inspector's note, so veiled, threat lingers in the air.
My loyalty to the force and my duty as police officer is unwavering. My family has nothing to do with this.
The disappointment on her face is obvious. She hoped to provoke me, but no, that won't happen, you old hag. The inspector snorts and dismisses me with a note, without uttering a word. Seething with rage, I storm out of the police station. My interrogation with internal affairs has gone from frustrating to frightening. That woman's not so thinly veiled threats toward my family have pushed me too far. I've tolerated her insinuations and scrutinization related to the bombing case, but this crosses a dangerous line. The rain is still pouring heavily as I emerge onto the sidewalk. I'm instantly soaked, but don't notice or care. My mind is reeling, trying to decide my next move. How dare they use my loved ones as leverage, and for what? I've devoted my life to serving the city and protecting others. As a cop, I should be focused on my work, trying to find leads on the terrorists. But my personal life and my job feel so tangled now. Clara. There was an undeniable connection between us, even if we hadn't said it outright. Now, I may never get a chance to tell her how I really feel. As I passed by the cinema, I remember the first time Clara and I went to see a movie together. It was a cheesy romantic comedy that had just come out. We quoted lines from the trailers for weeks leading up to it. On the day we met outside the cinema, giggling with anticipation. During the movie, she whispered jokes and commentary in my ear. I had to stifle my laughter so as not to disturb the others. At one point, I didn't know why then. I rested my head on her shoulder as a romantic scene played out.
Nice!
It felt so natural, so right. After we walked out under the sunset, talking about every silly plot point and hole. It felt like a date, even if we didn't acknowledge it as such then. We never did. Another memory comes to mind as I pass by the grocery store. Our attempt to bake cookies from scratch. Flour and chocolate chips flew everywhere as we giggled and teased each other. Clara ended up with dough smashed on her nose and I had an apron covered in accidental handprints. Our cookies were lumpy disasters, but eating them while curled up on the couch made it one of the best evenings of my life. Everywhere I look there are memories of us. And of course my legs of their own accord decide to take me to the last place I want to be now. The Milky Way Cafe! The cafe has been closed for days because of the attack, but every morning I make sure to pass by as usual. Partly out of habit, partly I hope to magically find Clara there. Clara, smiling behind the counter. Clara, who has become a constant in my life. Clara, the girl I... Staying here is pointless, but I don't know what to do. Before the weather gets worse, I'd better go home and sleep. I haven't slept for I don't know how long. And in this state I can't be of use to anyone. Ooh. You're entering between buildings like that? Sounds dangerous. As I cross the small alley beside the cafe, two figures block my way. Before I realized it, a third closed the escape behind me. Their clothes and masks speak volumes. These three women are terrorists.
Hi, Officer Estrella.
Oh, it's those... I think I know who those are. Those are the 3 that I also picked on our girl. The woman speaking raised her arm, awkwardly imitating the greeting of the police corps, the other to giggle. I don't answer her. I brace myself and brandish my baton.
What a temper. Maybe that's why Elias had a crush.
Oh, what a temper. Maybe that's why Elias had a crush on you.
Elias, the terrorist, a crush on me.
Remember that she fooled her for a whole year? Got to tell her clearly.
My grip on the baton tightens.
Tell me what?
It's true, so she must be pretty dumb. It makes sense after all, I guess, that she chose the stupid one.
What are they raving about?
To think they went on all those dates and she didn't suspect a thing.
No.
She's a policewoman after all, isn't she?
This cannot be true, they lie.
Your favorite barmaid Clara is Elias. Shocking, isn't it?
Lies!
I know that charging headlong is a mistake. I shouldn't have to face them here and now alone. I should try to escape and report them. But how dare they lie about Clara? How dare they suggest she's a terrorist? Their eyes filled with hatred lock onto mine, and without hesitation they draw their knives. As soon as I get close enough to hit the 2 women in front of me, my mistake becomes painfully obvious. My movements are slow, my limbs feel like lead. You didn't get enough sleep, yeah? They seize the opportunity, overwhelming me. One of them punches me in the stomach with the handle of her knife, the other takes the opportunity to push me to the ground. The third runs her blade along my wrist, forcing me to let go of the baton. My vision blurs. Several punches and kicks come at me, and I can do nothing but cower. They continue again and again without mercy for I don't know how long. Eventually, 2 women force me to my feet, while a third fiddles with my baton in front of me.
It would be terribly poetic if you had died with your little friend in the explosion, wouldn't it?
My reply is a stream of saliva and blood on her face. Hers is a baton blow to the face. Ugh. Of course they are freaking clever when they are 3 against 1, right? The pathetic. That's what the pathetic people do. So the patriarchy. Karma must really exist since you are about to die.
So the patriarchy. Karma must really exist since you are about to die at the hands of your beloved instrument of oppression. If Elias died with you today would be a fine day, were it not for the rain, of course. But we'll make do. Bye-bye, Miss Policewoman, long live father!
I close my eyes, brace myself in anticipation of the blow and... nothing? The blow does not come. All that comes is a scream of surprise from one of the terrorists.
You!
I open my eyes again, just in time to see it. Clara swings viciously with a steel pipe at the woman before me, catching her square in the jaw with a sickening crunch. Let's go! As she crumbles, I seize the opportunity. Wiggling out of the grasp of the 2 stunned women, I swiftly pick up my baton and strike one of them with all the strength I can muster.
Damn you both!
Clara ducks a slash from the terrorist and sweeps her legs out from under her. As she falls, I kick the blade from her grasp. Now disarmed, she tries to scramble away, but Clara is quick to act. She pins her down with a boot on her back and hits her on the head. Nice. Meanwhile, I parry a weak and slow blow from the still-dazed woman I hit. A well-placed shove allows me to push her to the ground, and in an instant Clara knocks her out as she begs for mercy. Let's not forget, she's also narrating at the same time, except with my voice. The alley is silent once more, except for the rain. One of the women lets out a groan of pain, and Clara hits her one last time with the steel pipe before dropping it to the ground. As everything slows, Clara searches my eyes with a look of uncertainty in hers.
Well, there is something I need to tell you.
Her voice is soft, but my heart sinks.
I'm not who you think I am. Please don't. Don't speak. Don't say it. Before I met you, I was part of their group.
My world falls apart. Oh, I cannot breathe.
Was it an elaborate lie to gain my trust? Was it all a deception?
All of it. Clara reaches for my hands.
At first I only approached you to glean information, but I grew to care for you. What began as deception evolved into something real.
She gazed up at me, tears shining in her eyes.
I love you. Please believe that I've left that lie behind me now.
I'm stunned by this confession, unsure whether to trust or condemn that woman before me. My feelings for Clara were true, but yet I'm pained by her deception. Why should I believe you after all the lies? Her uneasiness is evident, and I can see that she's making a huge effort just to look at me, even more so to talk.
Listen, I know how to tell you this. It took me some time to understand what to do and how I feel. It's all so strange and new to me, and you must be wondering why I shouldn't trust me. Well...
Clara steps in close, cupping my cheek tenderly. Her hands are shaking.
Because in the end I choose you.
Oh, you are so true to your feelings. You love her. Come on. I should probably be furious. Maybe I should hate her. But how could I? After all, she also said, in the end, she chose me. And I have chosen her for a long time now. I love you. For a long moment, we simply stared at each other, as if needing the assurance that this is real. Then I hold her tightly to my chest, never wanting to let go. Our lips meet urgently, trying to convey all the emotions we've kept buried for so long. Relief, longing, love. I put it all into our kiss, eliciting a soft sigh from Clara. She clings to me like a lifeline as the rain washes over us. We break apart slowly, resting our foreheads together as the realization settles in. Me? She's here. She's safe. She's mine. My heart pounds as we seek shelter from the rain. I can't believe I kissed her. What must she think of me now? Risking a glance, I see only a gentle concern in her eyes.
Let's get out of the wet.
I say shyly, fishing for my spare keys from my pocket. Wait, what? Did you say that? No, it's the...
The cafe's just around the corner.
Yeah, I know. Of course she knows where the cafe is. She has been coming there every day for about a year now. Pull yourself together, Clara. When did we switch between characters? Warmth spills out as I unlock the door. I set to making some coffee for Laila. I fill a cup near to the brim with sugar. To the brim? What's the point of giving her coffee there? Come on! Just crunch on some sugar, come on! Just how she likes it.
I owe you an explanation.
I stayed searching for the right words. After
the station I attacked, I collapsed. When I woke, I was in the observatory hideout. Through the haze of drugs, only the fort stood clear. I had to see you again.
Is she so much... I mean, maybe... No, you know what? She's pretty much... rather much taller, I would say. Maybe not much. I mean, she's half a head taller. Just then, the comfort of painkillers and adrenaline leaves me. The pain is terrible, but by tightening my grip on the sugar bowl, I managed to keep it at bay. Looking into her kind eyes gives me the courage to continue.
It took me a long time, too long, but I finally understood. Their methods are no different than father's. All I want is a world where we can be together without fear. Please, will you help me find a way?
I reach for her hand, hoping she will understand. A gentle squeeze gives me hope I was looking for.
So what do we do now?
With her by my side, maybe, just maybe, we can start to heal this broken world. For real this time.
We stop them, both of them, Father and Sirius.
Or the cycle of violence will continue endlessly.
Okay, sure, but how exactly? We certainly can go to the terrorists' hideout. We can't, and in that case, I would never let you near those people again.
I feel a certain warmth on my cheeks. I can no longer tell if it is pain or I'm blushing again, but I don't care.
There will be no need. We'll go to Father at the Sagittarius building.
The Sagittarius building, Father's gilded residence in the heart of the city, from which he controls everyone and everything.
Are you sure you haven't taken a few blows to the head? That place is impregnable. Even with the ongoing protests, it is impossible to enter it. The protests are part of Ciro's plan. She knew that father, in his greed, would use the attack on the station to gain further control.
And she anticipated that this time it would be a little too much even for him. Of course, Sirius obviously moved a few pounds to blow it out of proportion, but that was the idea.
Wait, so she wants to enter the Sagittarius building and kill the father? But why? So that she will present herself to everyone as the heroine who killed the tyrant and become one herself. So let me understand. Your plan is to get in, stop the Sirius, and then what? I know, we take father hostage and then... Whoa, slow down. Can't we just talk to him after the rescue? Rescue? Forget it, I used the wrong word. Anyway, so we go in, stop the terrorist, and then see how it goes? I know this is a risk, a huge one. But I also know that where there is love, there too will be hope. I know because you gave me a strive to walk this path.
Her hands grasping mine and her smile are the only answers I need.
Let's do it.
Okay. The Sagittarius building. The golden palace built by father for father. His temple, the throne from which he reigns. As planned, a protest rages outside its towering gates. Men and women of all ages shout and protest as the police ready themselves for the inevitable charge. We carefully observe the main gates from our alleyway. Unfortunately, entering from there is impossible. But that is no problem. I'll have to thank Sirius one last time for our entrance ticket. Laila and I force a manhole and descend to what should theoretically be the city sewers. We're ready for the worst smells, but fortunately the ladder leads us to a clear, clean corridor. Perfumed even, I dare say.
What is this place? A service tunnel for access to the building. It was on Sirius map. And the guards?
As if to answer her, I point to the two bodies on the ground at the end of the tunnel.
I guess Sirius took care of that already. What kind of person is that Sirius? Father, but as a woman. Really? That's it? We don't have time for that. Let's go!
As we descend the final stairs that lead to the palace, an eerie silence surrounds us. Ain't a soul around where they're supposed to be, you know, keeping watch and all. This goes against every protocol in the book, not good! I hustle towards one of the lifts, hoping it would save us some time, but of course no dice, it's out of order. Ignoring the out-of-service elevators, we make a beeline for the stairs. The feeling of dread starts creeping up as we zip past the reception hall. And as we make our way to the stairs leading to the next floor, four figures emerge from the shadows. Faces hidden behind masks I know all too well.
Your compassion made you weak, little traitor, but it is here along with your new pet.
One of them takes a step forward, a gleaming blade arcing with deadly intent towards Laila's neck. The sound of battle meeting still resonates through the corridor as Laila skillfully deflects the attack. As for myself, with a swift move, I seize the opportunity to incapacitate the masked assailant and claiming possession of her knife. And the terrorist charges forward, a guttural growl accompanying her advance. A well-timed dodge on my part, coupled with a swift kick, sends her reeling, and with one seamless motion, I wrest control of her weapon and toss it to Laila. The remaining two, perhaps wiser from the fate of their fallen companions, abandon their ill-fated strategy of attacking us one by one. We are forced a new kind of danger as they coordinate their movements, a synchronized threat that demands a revised approach. They come at us like a hurricane, a relentless onslaught of blows delivered with terrifying strength and speed. Even with our concerted efforts working together to fend off their relentless assault, we find ourselves hard-pressed. In the midst of this fierce engagement, a fleeting opportunity presents itself. Trust quickly becomes our unspoken currency as we exchange a knowing glance, our silent agreement louder than words. Laila with unwavering resolve becomes the linchpin in our strategy as a distraction. She draws their attention like a beacon, allowing me to slip around them unnoticed. Confused and locked in our pincer attack, Neutralizing them becomes easier than expected.
Nice welcoming committee. Oh, Sheriff probably knows we're coming and left them here for us. So you think? Yeah, we'll probably have to fight again. Be careful. You too.
Ascending the ornate marble steps of the Sagittarius building. The opulence that once spoke of power and prestige now stands as a hollow testament to its empty corridors. Silver and gold embellishments, meticulously adorning every conceivable surface, seem excessive in their silent presentation. Our soft footsteps echo in the void as we venture further up. Bronze statues, stoic and imposing, stand as reminders of a regime that casts its heavy shadow over this grandeur space. Their likeness, frozen in time, bear a wave that transcends their sculpted forms. Father's omnipresence, it to be felt even in his absence, of course. Yet even those massive sculptures seem smaller and somehow lesser without the crowds of functionaries and petitioners that probably normally fill this space. Amidst this silence, Laila's steady breath provides a comforting contrast, a reassuring anchor in the stillness that envelops us. Following the plush ruby carpet, we tread cautiously, our senses heightened for any hint of lingering threats that may lurk in the shadows. Surprisingly, there are no new adversaries to be found, only scattered traces of a hurried evacuation, such as open doors, scattered papers, and idle devices, but of living souls there are none. I imagine they have gathered the hostages somewhere, likely the basement or a panic room. Panic room? What? And are there to guard them. Panic room? What?
What's that supposed to be?
Sirius has always said that quality is superior to numbers. You're correct about that. If you're lucky, the building won't be swarming with the Lunkies then. Besides, after all, she does have a penchant for drama anyway. She's probably going to confront father by herself. Interesting. Our ascent concludes as we reach the pinnacle of the building, where the lavish decor takes on an even more ostentatious display of father's privileges and power. The long crimson hallway stretches before us. As we advance, a solitary gilded door looms large. A massive and ornate barrier standing between us and the culmination of our mission. A physical manifestation of authority is a masterpiece in itself. Golden handles, gleaming raised dark mahogany, every inch meticulously lacquered and polished to perfection. There is no need for a nameplate or the like. The grounder speaks volumes about the false royalty that lies within. Laila tightens her grip on my hand.
I'm with you. Well, I'm glad about that.
All that has led to this moment flashes through my mind. And with a single kick I throw wide open the door to father's office.
What have I done wrong? I sacrificed but one miserable woman. And in return I brought peace, stability, and prosperity. But it's all worse. That really so awful. Was it so unforgivable?
Goodbye, father.
Don't do it!
Just in time to witness the scene. Just in time. Before we can do anything, before we even realize what is happening, Sirius shoots. I mean, I guess this is bad for us, but at the same time, good approach from Sirius, not waiting, no unnecessary talks and so on, just bam bam and yeah. She unloads all 6 shots from the large golden revolver. Yeah, I guess revolver does have 6 bullets, I think. Into father's chest, who with a gasp clutches a flag behind his desk. The flag gives way and falls to the ground with him covering him like a shroud.
You'll forgive me if I don't fire a shot in the air for all time's sake, but I'm out of bullets.
With satisfaction, she throws the unloaded weapon away and then turns around, almost as she had anticipated that we would arrive at this moment.
And here you are as expected. The evil little girl in charge of the terrorists and her corrupt partner who sold out father. Unfortunately, I was unable to save our beloved leader, but nevertheless, I promptly avenged him. Are you for real, you hack? Do you think people will buy this crap? I've been collating compromising information on father's associations for years. They will support my word, and my word will come true. Or they too will become associates of terrorists, and their heads will fall. So this is your plan. It has always been from the very beginning.
Wrong voice, but whatever. Her laugh is cold and unexpected.
Clara, please. I raised you myself. You should be smarter than that. No, of course not. There were variables that even I could not foresee. Like the fact that you fell in love with that wave here. That wave's name is Laila. She father. Lovely. Or that you would have survived the same bomb twice.
Wait, the same bomb? Oh, you bitch! So they're bombing a station years ago.
Here we go. I have not failed completely as a mother. Exactly, I planted that bomb. The one that killed your parents. But why? And all that fine talk about being better than father and his lackeys. All those fine words about justice. Here's one last valuable lesson. There is no love. There is no justice. There is only power. And there are those who have it and those who don't.
Before I can ask for her, Sirius readies a short sword with her right hand and a dagger with her left one. The dagger is thrown at me with lethal precision, but I butt it aside with a knife. Laila lunges to stab her, but she parries agilely. God damn it, say with agility. The weapons clash, so I dive for the dagger. As soon as I pick it up, with a single fluid movement, I send back to the sender. The blade thrusts into Sirius' left arm. No reaction, no scream of pain, no blood.
Unfortunately, I've already given an arm for the cause, as you can see.
Laila and I fight as a coordinated unit, using our skills to gain advantage through feints and the little openings she affords us. But Sirius has experience and adversity on her side, driving us back with furious strikes.
I mean, technically, I would say, given that you are doing this for years, you also should have experience.
Laila as well, to be honest. A well-placed kick of her sends Laila baton, scattering and leaves her vulnerable to the descending blade.
Might conquers love. No!
With a scream, I intercept the short sword with my body. The pain is terrible.
Clara!
I feel the cold steel bite hard to my skin and the tip of the sword cross my right shoulder. But it's fine.
Laila! No!
What? One look and Laila understands my plan once, as I hoped. Together we spread the hurl ourselves at Sirius. She's taken back by our charge, but nevertheless tries to plant her feet on the ground. We push against her wave with all our might. Ironically, she stumbles over father's corpse and falls backwards, smashing through the stained glass window behind the desk, and plummeting over its threshold, plunging towards the what she deserves. The destiny she deserves. I feel like there is a word missing then.
We did it!
The short sword is still stuck in my shoulder. I fall to my knees on the ground.
Clara!
I'm losing a lot of blood.
Clara, are you okay? Come on! There there is a blood in her shoulder, a blade in her shoulder. I think.
The world around me is getting blurry. Dude, at least the text is still visible. Laila beside me, but her voice seems so far away.
I think I need help. Clara.
What happens next, you ask? The narrator that is me is here to explain. A lot of things, basically. Yeah, really. To begin with, Laila dragged me all by herself out of the Sagittarius building. So no, I did not bleed to death.
Here is your order.
Father's associates decided that the time was ripe for a return to democracy. We gave them a little nudge using the information about them hidden in the hilt of Sirius' short sword. Only she could keep them there. A bit of information that then became public knowledge after the new government elections. Who knows how?
Welcome to the Milky Way. How can I help you?
Laila left the police force, and together we bought the cafe, the Milky Way. Father and Sirius were quickly forgotten. I honestly thought it would take longer, but who I am to complain?
Honey, we're out of water cups. I'll go get them.
Everyone's faces seem brighter in this new world we've all worked to build together. Our regular customers always greet us warmly, as they have every day since we took over the business. On my way back from the warehouse, our eyes meet across the counter as she laughs at something a customer said. The simple life is all I've ever wanted, and all that really matters. The road to get here was long, but seeing her smile makes it all worthwhile. Our story may be ending, but in truth, it's only the beginning. I almost forgot the most important thing of all, by the way. Of course, we got married! Laila's parents love me, and the feeling is obviously mutual. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night anxious, but seeing her next to me reassures me and gives me the strength. It's normal after all. Who would have bet on us and on the fact that we would make it this far? Lynx would. Star-crossed lovers as we were. Makes sense. By the way, this music. It's so familiar. It is a little similar to the music that I believe that was in Narciso. Oh my god, I freaking love Narciso, by the way. If you were around, at least for a moment, you would know I freaking am in love with Narciso games. But yeah, Crescendo has dropped definitely a banger of a story that is star-crossed. Of course, as per usual, link to the game in the description. If you want to leave it a rating on each, if you want to download it yourself, it's free also. If you want to check out the different ending, because there are apparently 2 endings, ladies and gents. There are 2 endings. I repeat, there are 2 endings. Go and check the other one yourself. Come on. Move it. No. Do it right now. Also, of course, like the video if you enjoyed. Always appreciate it. And subscribe if you're new around. That's even more appreciated. Love to have you around. We're playing tons of games like this, basically. What I'm getting at. Lovely game. 2 lovely girls. That is obviously Clara and Laila. 2 lovely girls. Dude, I wonder if the other ending would be with Sirius. It wouldn't be, right? Huh. Well, I will find out anyway, but hey. You can also tell me in the comments if you found out yourself. I sure hope you did. Overall lovely story. Two girls fell in love with each other, despite the fact... Actually, no. Well, fell in love with each other, despite the fact that only one of them knew that they are on completely opposite sides. But in the end, luckily enough, they got to one side. Which was like the third side. Nice. And have won everything, kind of, in a way. Overall, super good game. I will be having a look at Crescendo's profile on it. I will be having a look at what other games there are. Who knows, maybe we'll get to something else in the future. It is a possibility, obviously. For now, let's end it. And hopefully I will see you in the next game as well. The next game, which title is to be revealed when we get to it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye bye.